Hello, lovely, lovely town of Bavarians. Are you all well?
Yes.
Yes, of course you are. I love it. You're looking very lovely. What lovely weather. Isn't it lovely for February? Are you enjoying the sunshine? Yes? Kind of sunny and occasionally cold, isn't it? The weather brought to you by the Babar Bar. That was a little thing there. No, it's great, isn't it? We've got some lovely weather, which is nice. We're having some nice weather. And those of you that come... Who's first time at the Babar Bar tonight? Goodness me, there's a whole heap of virgins in tonight. That's remarkable. Right, okay. Well, that's very exciting. So thank you for coming, and I hope you have a lovely time. So those that come regularly to the Babar Bar will know that I tend to start off and I just sort of introduce the acts that you're going to meet tonight. And I tell just a little bit about something that I've done since the last show. Just something I've done, which usually involves running, because that's mainly all I do, and occasionally my dog might feature, and sometimes some sort of random sign that I come across. So I was thinking about what I've done, and I literally have nothing to tell you. And I do often say that, and sometimes it's a joke, but no, seriously, nothing. Which is interesting because in the last few weeks, since the last show in January, I've actually been to the Isle of Wight. And I went there full of hope that I was going to be able to have something to tell you. Nothing. See, last month, those of you that came, who was here in January? Who was here in Jan? Or maybe this was December. No, it was Jan. When I think I spoke about the Style Cup. And that was the winner of the Style, not fashion. Obviously, not something that I'm deeply interested in, but countryside style. So this is what I mentioned last month. But no, I went to the Isle of Wight and nothing. I still had nothing. Even when I was on the Isle of Wight running, I came across this sign, and I thought, I know, because I tend to ignore signs. I'll ignore this sign and go over the fancy thing, and then something will happen to me. And I'll be able to tell you about it. You see that these are the lengths that I go to get material. So I went over that sign, nothing. Literally just nothing. The path was open, I carried on, nothing. So still nothing, and it was a bit... And so last night I was thinking to myself, I really have got nothing. Which reminded me of my former life. In my former life I was a lawyer. I know, and it is remarkable that I did actually have a job. And that it was sort of semi-respectable, but it's true. I was a lawyer, and I used to advise, big corporations and whatnot. And I was thinking about this last night, thinking that part of my job also involved me constantly being invited to speak at conferences and events around the country on my particular area of law. But I don't have the best of memories, and I'm not really that organised. And what would tend to happen is I'd arrive at my office in the morning, and my staff would look at me oddly, and I thought, what is it? Why are you looking at me strangely? And say, well, why are you here? And I think that was a bit rich, given that it's my business. But and then why are you here? You should be at this conference in really? What am I? Where am I meant to be? And it would always be in London. And then I said, what am I meant to be talking about? And then they'd tell me, and I'd usually just about make it. Which was always a challenge. Getting to the venue was never too bad in London, but it wasn't so much the where, it was the what, because I'd say, well, what am I talking about? And obviously it was always legal, and the trouble with the law is that it is very law-based, and that's hard to keep in your head, and so I would often end up at these conferences in the situation that I'm in now with nothing. Literally nothing. And I'd have a room or a conference hall full of people that were expectantly waiting on my words, and I had nothing except, and I learned this trick very early on, that most people go to conferences not to do any work, nor to listen to what the person is saying. It's a day off, isn't it? And knowing that trick, what I used to do is I always had a bank of pictures of my pets that I would then just sneak in and show them. So that's what I'm going to do to you tonight, you see. So I thought, there you are, that's my dog, and she's got a stick, and that's her in a bucket of water, and that's her in a trough on the South Downs, and That's her sitting in a flower bed. So there you go. I have nothing, but I managed to scrape the barrel and show you some pictures of my dog. Come along next month when I'll be talking about my cat. No, I won't, because I don't have a cat.